Las sedes de las 4 ramas de la familia marista están en Roma. Visitamos en primer lugar a los padres maristas. Hay casi 1000 en todo el mundo. Como las otras ramas maristas, siguen el ejemplo de María.
Nosotros expresamos el carisma, o deseamos expresarlo, desde un ejercicio del ministerio ordenado de manera mariana, de una manera sencilla, María siendo laica, y nosotros con la misión de hacerla presente en el mundo, estamos llamados a un ejercicio del ministerio ordenado de una manera muy distinta a la que generalmente vemos. Entonces, sí, tratando de ser una presencia de misericordia, sencilla, humilde, discreta, en una iglesia que muchas veces tiende a hacer lo contrario, una iglesia que nos muestra un poquito un rostro a veces muy clerical, poder ejercer el ministerio ordenado de una manera, a la manera de María, como instrumentos de misericordia, con sencillez, con simplicidad. Aunque no tenemos ministerios particulares, sí tenemos ministerios por los que desde el origen hemos hecho una opción, como son la educación y las misiones rurales. Tenemos también parroquias, parroquias en centro de ciudad, tenemos centros juveniles, tenemos obras para migrantes en distintos países, en fronteras, y tenemos proyectos en esas áreas, en algunas de esas áreas. Tenemos, por ejemplo, un proyecto para una escuela en Senegal que estamos muy entusiasmados con ella, fundamentalmente para la educación de niñas musulmanes, que creemos que eso nos ayudará, seguirá colaborando a que sea, pues, atender puentes interreligiosos, etc.
Esta es la casa de la rama marista más reciente y una de las 2 congregaciones femeninas. Desde aquí dirigen su congregación, que cuenta con cerca de 500 religiosas. La superiora general nos explica qué significa ser una hermana misionera marista.
We are a very dispersed congregation. We're in 24 countries. We have women from almost 40 nations and cultures. We are multicultural, international communities. At the core of who we are ad gentes missionaries. We leave our country, our culture, we set out again. It's very challenging to do that in today's world. And some of the challenges we face we are having women from countries asking to join us from countries where we are not present. The challenge of formation, of discernment, of vocation, of ongoing education to meet the needs of mission today. We can no longer meet the needs of 1845. The cries of the poor who are on the peripheries today, that's the challenge for us, to be with our resources, with our limitations and who we are. We're not a huge congregation, but we have the same daring and zeal of our pioneers, and we must respond with the faith and courage they had, the same spirit. We have sisters in pastoral ministry, we have teachers, we have very few schools ourselves. Normally we work in other facilities, diocesan schools. We have healthcare workers. We have women who have, when I entered working with leprosy, people who were victims of leprosy, we were known for that. And I worked in a leprosarium for my first 3.5 years as a missionary. We now have sisters who are trying to address the needs of people with AIDS. What are the new needs today? We have women working with human trafficking. We have sisters who are in Cameroon collaborating with the Jesuit Refugee Services at the moment. They're in a new project to welcome refugees in Cameroon from Central African Republic. We have 3 sisters there. So we try to say, what are the new needs today? How can we collaborate with others to respond to those needs? We cannot do it ourselves. We need to really collaborate with others.
Nuestra siguiente parada nos lleva a la sede de los Hermanos Maristas, ubicada en el sur de Roma. Es la rama marista más numerosa, sobrepasando los 3000 hermanos presentes en todos los continentes. Su principal objetivo es la educación de los niños y de los jóvenes.
Em janeiro de 1817, Marcelino já começa o Instituto por causa, como sabemos, do impacto do encontro com o jovem Montaigne. No nosso caso, o que o padre Champagnat trazia no coração e nos transmitiu, somos herdeiros do carisma de Champagnat, é a dedicação específica aos jovens e às crianças nessa missão de educação e de evangelização. Essa é a nossa característica. E outro destaque eu faria, a fraternidade, ser irmãos, o que nos aproxima muito justamente dos jovens, pela simplicidade de vida que procuramos testemunhar.
Al lado de la Vía Aurelia encontramos el Consejo General de las Hermanas Maristas. Se trata de un grupo reducido si se compara con el de los hermanos, ya que son cerca de 300 religiosas. Con su trabajo siguen imitando a su fundadora, Jeanne-Marie Chavoine.
We've had education as a big part of our life in the past, but now we have sisters who quietly bring forth that life in others, in prisons, with refugees, in parishes, with grieving people, celebrating with people. It's more like the village life that our foundress was living. Wherever we happen to be, I think we just share the life of the people and be what they need us to be at the time. Something that the companion of our foundress said, I think gives us a little insight here. Marie was in the latter stages of her life. She thought she was dying. She spoke to the community gathered around, and she spoke about Jeanne-Marie, our foundress. She said of her, "It is she who has brought me forth to the life of grace." And I believe that that actually gives an insight into what our life and mission is all about. Bringing forth others to the life of grace and being brought forth ourselves. I mean to the fullness of life, to the richest way to live life, to the depth of what it's all about. A life in relationship with God, with others, and with our earth.
Esta es la Basílica de Notre-Dame de Fourvière en la ciudad francesa de Lyon. Los maristas se reunirán aquí el 23 de julio. Celebrarán el bicentenario de la promesa hecha por 12 jóvenes cuando fundaron la familia.
Marcelino integrava esse primeiro grupo de jovens sonhadores, podemos dizer. Jovens sacerdotes, alguns ainda seminaristas, e habitados, creio eu, por uma grande fé e uma paixão por Deus, pela missão, pela igreja, e o amor a Maria, uma confiança muito grande em Maria, e a vontade de justamente dar à igreja, ou fazer crescer, desenvolver, o rosto mariano da igreja. É isso que vamos celebrar, uma promessa que, com poucos anos, foi se tornando realidade, e sabemos, inclusive, que Champagnat não esperou muito, começou logo a desenvolver o ramo dos irmãos. É muito bonito para mim que nós vamos poder fazer isso juntos, os 4 ramos maristas, justamente em Lyon, na colina de Fourvière, no próximo ano.
A lot of our sisters are going to be at Fourvière for the celebration, but most will be preparing through various reflections and prayers during the year leading up to that moment. And of course it means a great deal to us, because even though our sisters weren't present at that first pledge of Fourvière, in the minds of those 12 young men, there was the sense of beginning something bigger than just a male congregation. They saw a tree with many branches, men, women, those consecrated through vows, and lay people. So we believe that we were right there in the beginning, in their minds and hearts.
Nosotros celebramos la promesa de Fourvière como un momento en que no había ramas, era solo un proyecto, el proyecto de la Sociedad de María, que después por la decisión de la Santa Sede de aprobarnos como institutos distintos, creció como un ramo, como un árbol de distintas ramas y así nos sentimos muy unidos. Corre por nuestras ramas la misma savia y los frutos que queremos dar son los mismos, así como un manzano da manzanas en cada una de sus ramas, por diferentes que sean. Nosotros como familia marista, en este año de la promesa, de la celebración del bicentenario de la promesa, así queremos reconocernos, que mirar a las distintas ramas dando los mismos frutos de vida, de solidaridad, a un estilo muy particular que es el que tenemos como don, llevando el nombre de María que ella misma nos ha dado para llevar adelante.
We are part of the whole Marist family, and we have joined with the Marist family. Our 4 branches of the religious congregations have sent out a message to all of our members to really take this year of Fouvierre year seriously, to celebrate it throughout the year, not just to wait until next year, July 23rd. But for each community, each grouping of the Marist family to do that, consciously, intentionally to gather, to reflect on the promise of Fouvierre, but how does it impact us today? What commitment do we recommit ourselves to today to be part of the whole Marist family? The Marist intuition that Father Colin expressed so well in his spirituality is what draws us to adhere to the Marist spirit today. And our charism, as SMSM, we are first missionaries, we are attached to the Society of Mary, we are Marists, and we are religious women. And we try to integrate those 3 elements in our lives. And so we're encouraging our sisters to join other members of the family. We're part of something bigger than ourselves, and we need to engage with that.